Welcome, and thank you for your interest in SharedContext.com. We are glad to welcome you in our growing community. Shared Context is a powerful tool designed to improve your work within Google Workspace. It helps teams and entire organizations move beyond the limitations of traditional contact management and benefit from a more collaborative, organized, and productive way of work. With SharedContext.com, you can easily share your own contacts with colleagues, build a centralized contact database customized for your organization, or custom contact list for specific departments or team members. In this video, we'll learn how to create a contact label, add context to it, and share it with users or domain groups. You'll also find out everything about other features and helpful tips to get the most out of the application. Let's get started. First, we'll learn how to install SharedContext.com and sign in. That's your first step. Then we will take a brief tour of the dashboard so you can get familiar with the layout and main controls. After that, we'll move on to label management, where you'll learn how to organize your contacts into groups that make sense for your workflow. Next up is contact sharing, the heart of SharedContext.com. You will see how to share contacts with your teammates and assign different permission levels. We will also explore directory sharing, which lets you bring in and work with your company's Google Workspace directory contacts right inside the app. Then we will talk about licenses, how to assign them, remove them, and make sure everyone who needs access has it. And then we will review subscription management, where you'll see how to handle your billing, renewals, and license adjustments. And finally, we'll wrap up with support options so you know exactly where to find help, tutorials, or live assistance whenever you need it. And by the end of this webinar, you'll have a complete understanding of how to use SharedContext.com from setup to everyday teamwork. To begin, you first need to sign in. Go to SharedContext.com and click the Sign in with Google button. Once you do, the application will be considered installed and ready to use. Remember though that in this case the app is installed only for your own account. If you are a Google Workspace administrator and you plan to roll out shared contacts for your team or your entire organization, we strongly recommend installing it domain-wide right away. You can do it directly from the Shared Contacts interface by clicking on the domain-wide install button right here. And if you prefer installing software from Google Workspace Marketplace, open our website at sharedcontacts.com, scroll to the very bottom of the page and click on the Marketplace icon, and it will take you to the apps listing page, where you'll need to click Admin Install. Such installation reduces setup steps for individual users and allow your teams to start collaborating faster and much more efficiently. Once installed, there are a couple of ways to log in to SharedContext.com. The easiest one is to sign in with your Google account. To do that, go to SharedContext.com and click Sign in with Google. Another way to access Shared Contacts Manager is through the Google Apps menu in your Chrome browser. Click the Apps icon, scroll down until you find Shared Contacts Manager, and click on the icon. Now let's take a look at the main workspace of Shared Contacts, that is the dashboard. This is where most of your contact management and sharing operations take place. To make it easier to navigate, let's divide the dashboard into three main sections. On the left side right here, you'll find everything related to your contact labels. If you've already created labels in Google Contacts, they all will be here. Each label shows how many contacts it contains, while the All Contacts section displays the total number of contacts currently stored in your Google account. From here, you can also create new labels or adjust the filtering to your preference. The central area of the screen is where your contacts are displayed. You can either view all of them at once or only those that belong to the label you selected. For example, let's open the label Current Customers. At the top, you can add new contacts to this group, rename it, or delete the label entirely. Keep in mind that deleting a label will not remove the contacts themselves. If you want to delete specific contacts, you can do that directly from the main window. By default, you will see 4 columns here: name, email, phone number, and labels. If you'd like to customize what's displayed, click the Customize Columns icon and choose the fields you want to see. For example, let's add address. And here it is, visible in the main view. Clicking on any individual contact opens the editing window, where you can modify existing information or add new fields. If you ever need to delete one or several contacts, select them and click the delete icon. The contacts will be removed from all contacts, but will remain in the Google Contacts trash for 30 days in case you need to restore them. The search bar at the top helps you quickly find what you need. You can search by any value: name, email, phone number, company, and more. For instance, look, I have 2 Sonias and quite a few Adams, but only Aiden has a number containing 01212. And finally, in the upper right corner, you'll find several additional options related to subscription and user management. We'll explore those in more detail later in this webinar. Now let's move on to the core function of the application, sharing contacts. The best way to store and share contacts is by using labels. They are folders or categories that help you group contacts by project, department, or any other purpose that fits your workflow. SharedContacts.com can become a central hub where you store contacts from multiple sources and make them available to your teammates. Here is an example of how this might look. This label contains all the contacts I imported from a CSV file. These next 3 were created manually for different tasks, and this one includes contacts imported from Salesforce CRM. Grouping your contacts like this keeps collaboration fast, clear, and well structured. Each team member receives only the contacts that are relevant to their work. It's important to remember that all changes you make in the Shared Contacts interface are fully synced with your Google Contacts and the other way around. To create a label, click the plus icon, give it a name, and save, and your first contact label is ready. Once your label is created, you can start adding contacts to it either by selecting existing ones or creating new ones from scratch. Select the label, click Add Contacts, and choose your preferred option. To create a new contact, select Add a new contact, fill in the details in the contact fields you want to save, and click Create when you are done. To share a label with other users, start by selecting it or multiple labels at once and click the share icon. You can also use the share label button. They both do the same thing. This will open the contact sharing dialog. Here, type the name or email address of the user you want to share your contacts with. You can do it manually or select it from the suggested drop-down list. You can add as many users as you like, and if you accidentally add someone or change your mind, just remove them with one click. In addition to individual users, you can also share contacts with domain groups by entering the group email address in the same field. Using domain groups to share contacts has several advantages. First of all, it saves a lot of time. Instead of selecting or typing in multiple user accounts one by one, you can enter the name of a domain group, and every member of that group will automatically gain access to the shared labels. It's also much easier to manage changes. If someone leaves the teams or no longer needs access, you don't have to revisit Shared Contacts dashboard and adjust permissions manually. It's enough to remove that person from the domain group and their access will be revoked. In other words, you don't have to keep checking the app. SharedContacts.com works quietly in the background and keeps your contact sharing up to date as your team evolves and changes. Next, choose the access level you want to assign. View, Editor, or Reshare. When you are ready, click Share label to start syncing. You don't have to keep this window open while sharing is in progress. You can close it and move on with your contact management. The sync time depends on how many contacts you're sharing and how many users should have access. The first synchronization can take anywhere from a few seconds to a few hours, and after that, any updates will sync much faster. Contacts are automatically synchronized every 3 hours, but you can also force a sync at any time by clicking the Sync Contacts button. Once your coworker has access to the label, you can also transfer ownership of that label to them. To do this, change their access level to Owner, just like this. A nice feature of sharedcontacts.com is the ability to work with your organization's directory, sometimes called Active Directory. This directory is maintained by your admin and contains every employee's details, all kept up to date automatically. With sharedcontacts.com, these directory entries are synchronized and refreshed regularly, so you can share these contacts with colleagues or partners. To enable directory sharing, you'll need administrator access. In the left-hand sidebar, click Sync Directory Contacts. Review the general information about the function and its benefits, and then click Enable Directory Sync. The next window will ask for permissions to view your organization structure. Just click Allow, and that's it. Once enabled, you'll find two additional labels just below your regular contacts, one showing your general directory and another one displaying your domain structure, including any organizational units, of course if you have them, and their corresponding users. From here, sharing these directories work exactly like sharing regular contact labels. The only difference is that for security reasons, at this point, directories can only be shared with view access only. Now let's take a look at how you can manage users under your sharedcontacts.com subscription. There is the page Manage Users and Licenses for these purposes, which is only available to users with administrator access. Here you will see a list of all people you are currently sharing contacts with or have done this before, also your domain users and other external accounts with whom you have attempted to share contacts within your subscription. Your own account is at the top of the list as the subscription administrator. Below, there are licensed users. These are people you've either shared contacts with or manually assigned a license to them. You'll recognize licensed users by the green checkmark in the license column. Further down the list, you'll see users who either haven't received a license yet or had it removed at some point by the admin. They will be marked as unlicensed. It's important to note that a user can have an active license but not currently get access to any shared contacts. You can see this right here. The sharing status column shows which users currently have access to shared contacts. Next to it, the Shared By column displays who originally shared those contacts. The Labels column lists the contact groups that are currently shared, while the small up and down arrows indicate the direction of sharing, which labels this user is sharing with others, and which ones have been shared with them. License management is also quite simple. Select the user from the list and choose the action you need. Add a license, remove it, or delete a user from the subscription. You can always see how many licenses you have left in the Available Licenses window. If you have run out and want to assign more, the solution is right here. Click Buy Licenses, choose how many you want to add, and follow the steps on your screen to complete your purchase. Finally, if needed, you can assign admin rights to another licensed user. That person will become a second administrator with the same permissions as you, including access to all settings and full control over license and contact settings and general management. Now let's move on to the Manage Subscription page. Here you'll find all the key information about your account, such as its status, on trial, active, active but cancelled or cancelled, your current subscription type, and the amount and date of your next payment. Here is also another place where you can easily manage the number of user licenses. Click the Add or Remove Licenses button and follow the prompts on your screen. If you decide to switch your billing cycle from monthly to annually or the other way around, you can do it right here in just a few seconds. Whenever you make a change, the app will show clear messages letting you know if there is a balance remaining or if a partial payment is required to complete the change. And finally, if your payment card has changed or expired, you can update your payment method by clicking Update Payment Details. Make the necessary changes and save them. SharedContacts.com offers a comprehensive support system to help you at every step of your journey. You'll find several reliable sources of information both inside the app and on our website. If you have a question about how to use the application, your first stop should be the knowledge base. Click on Get Support in the app, then select Explore our knowledge base. You will find 6 topic-based sections covering the most common scenarios with detailed articles, step-by-step instructions, screenshots, and even video guides. You can also visit our website for a similar FAQ section where we have answers to the most frequently asked questions. And if you need direct assistance, you can reach out through our live chat. When you open the chat, you will first be greeted by our very well-trained AI assistant. It's designed to be a first responder. It knows just as much about shared contacts as I do and can answer most questions right away. But if your situation requires a more specific or personal touch, the chatbot will bring a human support specialist into the conversation. Our support team is available around 10 hours a day depending on your time zone. And if we are offline, when you reach out and the chatbot cannot help, just leave your message and contact email and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time to explore shared contacts with us today. We hope this walkthrough has shown you how much easier and more collaborative contact management can be when everything lives in one place and is truly shareable across your team. If you haven't tried it yet, sign up for a free trial and see the difference firsthand. We are excited about the possibility of working together and supporting your team in building stronger and more connected workflows.